Let's take a look at another strategy that we're going to use on our GED test using our new best friend, our calculator. Now, your calculator is probably blue. It probably looks a little bit different than mine, but all of the buttons are the same. So the solution checker, we're going to use when we see an equal sign. So I see an equal sign here, I see an equal sign here, I see an equal sign here. The vocabulary can be very different. So it might say solve. It might say what are the values that satisfy the equation. Here's another solve. What makes the equation true? Sometimes it says find. But the most important part is that we've got an equal sign. So we're going to look actually at our answer choices first. So I'm going to use my scratch paper to write down my answer choices and mark them off as I go. So my first answer choice is 3. I'm going to store this for x, then I'll go back and I'll put in this expression. So I go to 3, stow for x, and enter. Now I've told the calculator, please use 3 as the x value. I'm going to put in the original equation, 3x to the power of 2 minus 5x minus 12. Now when I hit enter, I'm hoping that the other side of the equation is 0, because that will mean 3 is a true value that would balance the equation. I press enter. Ooh, yes, that worked. So I put a little check mark there. Now I'm going to check my other value. So I can't say that A is my correct answer until I've checked -4/3. So I'm going to start with my fraction. And remember, negative is the white button, -4. I go down to 3. Make sure you do the right arrow key so that your cursor is next to it, and store for x, and enter. So the calculator is telling me, okay, got it, -4/3 is what we want. Now, if you want to be a lazy mathematician, we've already typed in the expression one time. Scroll up, press enter, and enter again. It's now taking our new value that we plugged in and plugged it into the original. This one also is true. So I can say that A is my correct answer because both of these values made the equation true by equaling 0. You can go through B, C, and D just to double check if you'd like. Let's come over here. What are the values of x that satisfy the quadratic equation x squared minus 2x minus 3 equals 0? Now, on the test, you might be like, oh my God, what's a quadratic equation? What does it mean satisfy? Doesn't matter. We see an equal sign. They're giving us some values. So again, on my scratch paper, I'm going to say x equals -1. We'll put that in -1, stow for x. Make sure your screen looks like my screen. I'll put in x squared minus 2x minus 3. I'm hoping that I'll get 0, and I did, so that one worked. I'll check the other one. X equals -2. I get that from the answer choice. -2, stow for x. And if I want to be lazy, I can just scroll back up to where I've already typed it. And I'm hoping I get 0. Wonk, wonk, I didn't get it. So it's not going to be A. But I know that -1 is one of my solutions. So I'm going to try x equals 0. And I know that -1 does work. So I'm going to put a check over that. I'll store 0 for x. And I'll scroll back up to get my expression again. I'm hoping that it equals 0. Wonk, wonk, it didn't. Let's go down to, I'm going to skip over C for now because I do know that -1 is one of my solutions. So I'm hoping that x equals 3 will be my other solution. So I'll do 3, store for x, enter. I go back up to my expression, enter. Yes, I got 0. So D is our solution. Now I'm going to erase this to just give us some more room to work. You are probably working on a whiteboard or some scratch paper, so you have plenty more space. So what are the values of x and y that solve the following equations? So now they're giving us for A, B, C, and D a value that I should plug in for x. So x equals 12 and y equals -4. And I've got two equations to plug in. So I'm going to start with 12 store for x, enter, and -4 store for y, enter. I've got those two values stored. I'm going to come back to this first equation, which is 4x plus 12y. I'm only going to put in the left-hand side, and I'm hoping that I get 8. Why 8? Because over on this side, it's equal to 8. And I press enter. It did not work. So even though there's two equations to check, I'm going to cross out A, because if it doesn't work in the first equation, then it doesn't matter. Those are not our solutions. So my second pair is -4 store for x and 2 store for y. I go back up to that first equation, 4x plus 12y. I'm hoping that I get what number? 8. Yes, I did. So I'm going to put one check mark because I checked the first equation. Now I go to the second equation and I type in 3x minus 2y. What number am I hoping to get this time? I want this -16. And my second equation checked out. So B is our correct answer. Flip back to your practice problems and let's label any ones that we can put in as solution checkers. All right, we can put this one as a solution checker. This one is a solution checker, the solution set, solution checker, and we could put these in for x and y and use solution checker here. We can even go down to this error question and start by checking each one of these equations with this solution checker, this solution. Let's look at one that probably when you see it, you're like, oh, good grief, what is happening there? Number 3. Now, it's got a plus and a minus because remember, mathematicians are lazy and they don't want to type that whole thing in. But what this is really saying is I have two answer choices, -5 plus square root 2 square root of 13. Go to the bottom over 6, and my other solution would be minus, okay? But if the positive works, the minus will also work. So if you, as long as you're testing this number or this operation inside of here, plus and minus, if the plus works, then the minus will work. Let's store for x and enter. It looks a little bit different, they just changed the order. I'm going to go back to my original equation, 3x squared plus 5x. Where did I get that from? From right here. And I'm hoping when I press enter, I get -1. I did. So number 3, this is the solution. For number 9, it's giving me the solution of 1/4. I'm going to type that in. 1/4 stow for x. Now this time we don't know what it's going to be equal to, so I'm going to do 5 times x minus 2, and I want to compare this to the other side. So now I take the expression from the other side, x plus 4. Did I get a match with these two goofy numbers? No, I didn't. So I'm going to cross that one out. My next answer choice is 3. So I do 3, store for x, enter, and I'm going to put in 5 times x minus 2. If you want to be a lazy mathematician, you can scroll up and just copy and paste. So when I type in 3 times parentheses x plus 4, I'm hoping that I get 5, so I have a match. Did I get it? Nope. Cross it out. Let's try the next answer choice. 11 over 3, store for x. Your screen should look like my screen. Now I'm going to be the lazy mathematician this time, and I'm going to choose what I've already put in. I get 25 over 3, and the other expression, I'm hoping I get 25 over 3. Let's see. Ugh, no, that one did not work either. Let's see if we've got 11, store for x, and we have 5, parentheses x minus 2, enter, and I've got 45, and I'm hoping, I'm crossing my fingers that I get 45 for this one too. There it is. So because it made both sides of the equation equal to each other, this was our solution, the only one that worked. Okay, so go ahead and try a couple of the other ones that we marked with solution checker. Go through the rest of your packet, see if you can find any others that are solution checkers, and then check in with your teacher to see how you did.